Hi guys, Sequentonal here. Happy Saturday. Feeling a bit heavy-headed right now. Had a pretty rough night, but I decided to give you guys another tutorial. Just came across the question there in the JDXA group. How do you get your live jams or your jams onto YouTube? Right. Lots of ways to do it. You can use your phone to record it, to film it, stream it onto Facebook or YouTube. Using the phone mic, obviously, not really the ideal solution because this is about music, let's face it. So, and phone microphones don't do music any favors. So, personally, if I have to sacrifice audio or video, I rather, reduce the quality in the video as long as the audio is spot on, because that's what it's all about. So in the beginning, I used my phone to record the video in HD and recorded my audio directly onto the laptop using Audacity, which is a free editor. And it's multi-platform as well. You can get it for PC, Mac, Linux. It's a decent editor, so if you're stuck for something to just enter your edit your whatever fade ins, fade outs, normalize it, EQ it, whatever, Audacity definitely worth looking at. Of all the stuff out there at the moment that's for free, Audacity is still, and for years has been, up at the top, one of the best there. As far as the video goes, I recorded it on my phone, and then I had to edit it in a video editor. I used Sony Vegas, and then sync it to the audio. Which is, it's an elaborate process. You have to set up your phone. You have to make sure you get the right angle. Which could be very awkward, especially when you get like overhead shots like that. There's a lot of effort to put into what is effectively just a jam session, and it kind of, for me, halts the flow of the creativity a bit, So I decided to just go the easiest way I can find, which came in form of a cheap webcam running on 720p. Although even that, it has a 720, 1280 by 720 resolution. It doesn't look anything HD. It's a €20 cam, so you get what you pay for. But it has USB, which means I can connect it straight to my laptop and use that to record my video. The audio still goes directly into my sound card. You can also use, if you have a mixing desk with a USB output, use that. If you just have your JDXI or any synth with a audio capable USB output, use that. Easy to do. Just plug the USB in, make sure you install the original drivers from the manufacturer's webpage, and you're good to roll. Enable it in your audio settings in Windows by right-clicking on the speaker icon down in the system tray, and then select recording devices. And then there you go. That's the list of all the devices I have connected to my computer at the moment. All the audio devices. Some of them are enabled, some of them are not. So make sure it's always right click, enable, and you're good to go. So then what I'm using for streaming now is OBS, Open Broadcast Software. You get that at obsproject.com. It is completely free. It is cross-platform, Microsoft, OS X, and Linux. And that's it. You download it, you install it, and you're good to go. Has a very good forum section. So if you have a problem with it, chances are somebody had it already. So, have a look in the forums or even on YouTube. Tutorial videos for OBS are out there, buckets of them. Gamers use it, and when gamers use any piece of software, you'll find it everywhere. tutorial wise anyways. So okay, next. Once you have it installed, you open it up and it should look something like this. Now I already have 2 scenes set up here for the purpose of, explaining to you how it works. When you start it up, it has no scene. It might have a scene 1 by default, I can't remember. And nothing here in the sources. So what I have set up here in my sources now is a video capture device, which is in this case my laptop's internal camera. Then display capture, which is my desktop. You can also, and then obviously audio input capture. In this case now I use my primary audio input because that's where my mixing desk and my microphone is connected to. But if you just wanted to use the JDXI, you can do that too, as long as it's connected via USB. And I'll show you how. This is another scene I set up, scene 2. So has a black screen. So first thing I should do is add the display capture, which you can't see right now me doing it, but hang on. Right, okay, there you go. So display capture. Right. So obviously this wouldn't be in your interface, but so you click on add plus, and then you can have your drop down window here. You can select your, what it is you want. You can use browser source, which is useful if you want to import or display the, for example, YouTube chat, which at the moment doesn't seem to be working 100%. So that's something I'm still looking at. They have changed something. I don't know if it's YouTube and their CSS code or whatever. Something has been changed and it doesn't work. But it's always good playing around with that. If you just get a URL, so basically just click on that, create new browser source, and then there you go. You just enter the URL of whatever it is you want to display. And that's it. And, you can resize it. And over the through the sources window, you can actually layer it. If you know your way around Photoshop, this might seem familiar to you. It's basically layers. Bottom is bottom, top will cover up whatever is below it. To remove it, just simply select it, hit delete, or click the minus down there, and there you go. Now, the audio input you would want if you just have the JDXI, obviously, would be audio input capture, create new, and then in the device, there you go, JDXI. You select that, hit OK, and you're good to go. Video then, obviously, you go add again, video capture device, yes, and then that's my webcam, the small one that's stuck to the ceiling with some Velcro tape. So there you go. So right now, obviously, this is above, on top of everything else, which means covers things up. I don't want that. So I just drag it down to the bottom. All right, okay. Yeah, sorry. Drag it down to the bottom, resize the video, the display capture that I'm using, and then make sure that the video device is actually set up properly. So configure video will give you options to change the color brightness settings depending on what your camera supports. And then you go resolution and make sure you select the best resolution for your card, for your device. So in my case now it's 12, there you go, 720. Drag it onto the full screen. There you go. That's that. And next we go with the display capture, and you can move that around wherever you want it. This is what I'm using to display, for example, any soft sense I might be using, or the JDXI software editor. Very useful. So, and that's basically it. Once all that is set up, you got to go to your wherever you want to stream, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and set up your streaming profile there. I can't give you much information about how that works because, it depends on the page, depends on your profile, depends on where you are. You may not be able to stream live depending on your geographical location. I don't know. if they have it enabled or not. Once you have all that set up, you will get a stream key. It is important that you keep that stream key to yourself. Stream key is a long line of random letters and numbers. That key will allow you to configure your computer to actually be able to connect and be accepted by the streaming server. So anybody with that key will be able to stream on your YouTube account or on your Facebook profile. You don't want that for obvious reasons. So keep that to yourself. And then once you have that, you go into the settings and you go on stream. Select your streaming service. YouTube, Twitch, Beam, whatever, Dailymotion, Facebook. Or if you have a private one and you know all the details for that, there you go. Just enter the URL and the stream key. And that's it. Stream key then goes here. Now, if you go YouTube, for example, it'll always select primary YouTube in this server. And I haven't found a need yet to change that. That works well enough. So that's your setting. That's your streaming then configured. Copy here, paste your stream key, hit apply, and that's that done. Your output, I haven't found a need to change that yet either. X264 tends to work well enough. Audio preferences, you can connect a lot of audio devices to it. Same way you can actually connect multiple cameras to it. So if you have like various USB cameras or any kind of video capture devices, you can connect them all up to your laptop, set up different scenes so you can transition between one shot and the other, or you can have them all like I have here now, all at the same time on your screen. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Really, it's all down to you in the end. And that's basically it. Once all that's set up, all you have to do is start streaming, and it'll connect to your YouTube channel. And you can also record. You can set it up so it records at the same time. Obviously, make sure you got enough hard drive space left. And that's it. You're good to go. As I say, if you have any issues with it, check the OBS forums. There's very good source of information and troubleshooting. And I don't think I can think of anything else right now. If you can, just comment on the video. I am not a professional tutorial maker. I just want to say that just want to make sure that's understood here. This is me after a very rough night answering a question on Facebook. Beats typing. All right. Okay. So set up your OBS, set up your camera, set up your JDXI, and get cracking. Make some music. Get streaming. And I'm looking forward to see your stuff. Happy weekend. Bye.